What's going on, people? Welcome to Otanime, Episode 3. I'm your host, Tony Polanco, and tonight I'm joined by Michael Crawford, a.k.a. Riku's Son 1.
What's good, people? What's good?
Got Lorraine Williams in the house.
You know who it is.
Got Emilio Lopez here.
Sup, people?
and, of course, Chris Seeley.
Oh, Japan.
All right, so we're here, another episode. So as always, let us start with what anime we've been watching. Let's mix things up a little bit. Lorraine, let's go with you first. What anime have you been watching?
Actually, it's been a horrible month for me.
Uh-oh.
I haven't been really watching much anime. Work has caught up with me. Bloodborne caught up with me big time. It ruined me.
Games.
But I do say this. I've been watching Death Parade. I stayed true to that, and I was watching Macross. So those was the only animes I was watching this month.
Awesome. All right, Manny, what about you?
I've been pretty busy. I mean, most I did was watch the Macross movie and stuff like that. And I know Macross pretty well, so I didn't really need to really watch it again. But I did have some of the episodes I just had running in the background. I put you probably call this blasphemy, but I put Robotech on in the background just so.
Oh no!
Oh, no.
That is blasphemy.
Oh. What is protoculture?
Yeah.
What is well, see, it's mostly the same. There's just some key things that are not.
Yeah, we'll get into that. Chris, what about you? What have you been watching lately?
I have been pretty busy with games, but I was trying my hardest to keep up with Parasyte.
Yes.
And I am enjoying that show, although I think I got feels when Kana died, and I was like, oh man. Because I was like, how is he going to resolve this love triangle? Oh, death. Shit.
That's how you resolve it.
But I'm still enjoying that show. Yeah, I got to finish it before I finish it soon.
Nice. As for myself, I'm noticing a theme here. By the way, look at my new Otanime lighting, people. I'm noticing a theme here. Yeah, same thing with me. I haven't been able to watch too much because I've just been so. This was like easily the biggest month for gaming in like a long time.
Yeah,
like everything's.
Which is
ridiculous.
Funny. I'll talk about that in a second.
Okay, yeah, we'll get to that. But I have been watching Kill la Kill. Been keeping up with that. All the shit I want on Toonami. I haven't slept on any of that. I love Dragon Ball Z Kai, man. Fucking great.
You've seen that show already.
Yeah, but they actually, it's the English voices, but they named the Japanese moves. I like that, It's not Destructo Disc. It's a fucking kids on.
Oh, really? They don't say special beam cannon no more?
Nah.
Oh.
And you said they flip between
what do you like?
Dama.
Yeah, Genki Dama and Spirit Bomb. They kind of switch them around, like they'll use interchangeably. But yeah, every move they say correctly. And Manny had a good point about this. Now that Naruto and Bleach are popular, and they always name their moves in Japanese, they're like, okay, Dragon Ball Z, you get that same treatment too. And also another fun fact, the famous line, "It's over 9,000." That was actually a mistranslation. It's supposed to be over 8,000.
Didn't I say that last week? Or last month? Yeah.
We did, but yeah, in this one, I heard he's like, "It's over 8,000."
Oh, they actually fixed it? Is 8,000 in the Kai?
Yeah, in Kai, yeah. Because remember when Funimation originally, okay, because there's like Ocean did the 9,000 thing. Then when Funimation did the first, okay, this is popular, let's keep it at 9,000. But then for this one, it's like, okay, 8,000. Let's get the actual number right here. So I've been watching that Kill la Kill crazy ass show. What else have I been watching? Gurren Lagann's the shit, by the way. When you rewatch it, think of it not as a serious anime because it's not that. It's just over the top and silly, and it's great.
Yeah, we got on.
Yeah, it's essentially a spoof on a lot of anime, robot shows, which is very interesting because Gainax is like the robot anime company.
Yeah, that made serious robot anime.
Yeah.
And then obviously I rewatched some of Macross. I saw the movie again, and we'll talk about that.
Do you believe in love?
We shall see if I believe in it or not. So that's all I've been watching. I have a feeling I watched something else, but I don't know what the fuck it is. Oh yeah, Inuyasha. I've been trying to catch up to that too.
Suffer, Inuyasha.
My DVR is filled with Inuyasha, the final act, because I didn't finish the original one because Toonami decided, there's only 20 episodes left. Let's stop. It's like,
Otanime.
Really? Like, come on, guys. So I have to watch this shit on my own, but that's what I've been watching. Anyway, Riku, finish this off. What have you been watching lately?
All right, let's start off with Death Parade. Death Parade, fucking awesome. It just recently ended. Final episode was last week. Wrapped it up pretty
There's
good.
a season 2.
Oh, really?
Good.
Oh, you saying give us a season 2?
Yeah, give us a season 2.
Oh, okay. Has anyone? Okay, I'm not able to say that. Death Rate is fucking awesome. It's all wrapped up now, which is surprising because it seems that a lot of shows are wrapping up now. Because Death Rate just wrapped up last week or this week. Parasyte just wrapped up this week, and there's a couple other ones that I know. I heard Tokyo Ghoul Route A season 2. I heard that just finished.
Yeah, it's because the anime season is ending and spring is coming up, so
That's what I was talking
running
about.
out.
Yeah, there's a lot of shows. I know Gundam Build Fighters. I didn't watch the most recent episode because of fucking Bloodborne, but I heard they only have 2 more episodes. I heard they only have 2 more episodes left in that, and that will be over. So a lot of shows are coming to an end. But yeah, Death Parade is good. Parasyte. So those 2 you won't be hearing that from me next month. JoJo's. I need to watch today's episode. That's the only one I haven't seen. Fucking Bloodborne. And 2 new ones I picked up this month. And
Bloodborne.
2 new ones I picked up this week. One was called Another. That's 12 episodes long, and that had to do with. It was like a suspense anime. It was decent.
Ain't that a little bit of horror as well?
Yeah, it had some bloody ass scenes. Fucking eyeball scene. Oh god. And a classic called Hajime no Ippo. That one's really good. Yeah, that one's a boxing anime. That one was recommended to me by Hated Greatness. That one's really fucking good. I'm keeping up with that. I'm only like 20 some odd episodes in. But yeah, that's all the stuff I've been watching. This has been a crazy month for me too.
A lot of games, man. A lot of games.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, now that we got that done, let's finish up our talk about Parasyte. And by the way, that was the other anime that I was like, I'm skipping something here. I know I watched something else. Parasyte. So I saw the last 3 episodes today. The final episode aired on Wednesday, I believe. And yeah, let's get into that because I already expected one of those kind of like, because you know how anime, the last episode was always kind of different from every other episode before that.
Yeah, the epilogue.
The epilogue was very heavily about, like, to me at least, it seemed like a kind of like, in the whole Earth conservation thing, like humans are doing more harm to the Earth. Like, who are the real monsters here? Who are not the monsters? Stuff like that. I thought that was pretty interesting. Yeah, you are the monster. Because it's like, hey, like we may eat you humans, but you humans contaminate the planet. We don't want to do any of this shit. And I was just talking a lot about that, like what makes a person a human, all these things. And I thought, like, even though they didn't answer the main question, what the fuck are these parasites? They never answered that. I was still satisfied with the way the whole show wrapped up. And but let's see, before we get into that, let's talk about that fight with what's his face, the dude with like the million parasites in him.
Goto? Yeah.
Goto, man. Okay, Riku, what do you think of that whole battle? How that went down?
Goto is fucking crazy, and actually, what I've heard is that everybody here has watched Yu Yu Hakusho, right?
Yeah. You mean the unfinished Yu Yu Hakusho?
I've seen like some of it. I haven't seen the whole thing, but yeah.
You'll never see the whole thing. The show got canceled.
Oh man.
Yeah. The Yoshihiro Togashi was actually a big Parasyte fan back then when it was only a manga, and his inspiration for the creation of Elder and Younger Toguro were based off of parasites. So that's why. Yeah, that's why Toguro had 100.
Parasyte is a pretty old comic.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's like late 70s, 80s manga, but
probably around when the thing came out.
Parasyte is from the late 80s, just to clarify.
Okay.
So definitely, right there. That's the inspiration right there. It's the thing.
It's the thing.
Oh, yeah, I know. Yeah, I know.
John Carpenter's the thing.
Yeah, I know, right? But yeah, Elder Toguro was based off of Goto and all of the parasites. Oh, no, sorry. Yeah. And Elder Toguro, how he's all nasty and stretchy and whatnot. He literally looks like a parasite, but yeah, fucking Parasyte, man. That how they concluded it wrapped up a lot of stuff. Like you said, I was wondering what's the dude with the fucking parasite on his neck? I can't remember his name.
I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
The parasite mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that dude. I want to figure out what was gonna happen to him, but they kind of explained that in the epilogue, so I was kind of satisfied with that. There's a lot of stuff I was satisfied about the anime. I definitely think I need to rearrange my top 10, maybe top 20.
Wow.
I think that's
Yeah.
Whoa.
Lorraine's happy about that. Oh, by the way, I need to say this. Sentai Filmworks is going to be distributing the dub of it in America, so I'll
I
watch
heard
it.
about that.
I'm going to buy the Blu-ray. I'm ready.
Because fucking, I think I looked at all of Madhouse's track record, and I think damn near all of their stuff, only like a couple of animes they created, were not dubbed.
Yeah.
Because I heard when Death Parade just finished, the dub was on like, episode 5. So I'm like, holy shit, they're dubbing that shit quick. They're already on episode 5.
They hop on those things right away.
Funimation's making them go real fast now.
I was about to say that, yeah, because Funimation picked that one up. So don't be surprised if you see that on Toonami eventually, because Funimation and Cartoon Network have a deal. By the way, I'll talk about something else that's coming to Cartoon Network, because we're going to talk about our anticipated anime eventually, right? So there's something else I've been anticipating. But anyway, yes, Parasyte is coming to America. So you guys that don't like to watch subtitles, you're going to get to see it because it's a really great anime. And Riku, you said your top 10 now. That's very interesting.
Yeah, somewhere in there. It is somewhere in there. Yeah, dude, Parasyte ended pretty well. I didn't think some things were going to happen, but it happened, and I'm satisfied. I mean, there was one thing that shocked me. That one dude in the man, what was that?
Full spoilers, man. Go for it.
Oh yeah. I can't remember his name, but he was basically the guy the force was going after, and they saw him. He was the one telling them about. Yeah, that guy. And everyone thought he was a parasite because he was literally talking like one. But
yeah,
he is a red herring.
Well, he wasn't a red herring. He's just like he agreed with the Parasyte philosophy, But yeah, I guess he was a red herring too in a way. But yeah, he just believed in the Parasyte's philosophy. It's like humans are bad for the planet, That believe that
humans are bad.
Lori, I want to ask you one specific thing. What do you think about the whole Miki and Shinichi, like the whole thing that was going on in his head, like the whole dynamic there?
Are you talking about the how he saw
basically how Miggy like bid his farewell to him, all the stuff he told him.
Oh yes. I felt like Miggy felt he had no place in that world. That world is full of malice, and that's not him. He also learned from Shinichi. Shinichi learned from him, but like. Yeah, but on his path to life, man, he just kind of understands that there's no place for him in this world because the humans are just basically evil. He doesn't want to be around that.
I mean, that's a good way. That's a good way to look at it because he definitely came to that conclusion after he came out of Goto. Yeah. Remember, he was talking about the fact that his whole mindset and his whole philosophy and everything about him was sort of combined with Goto for a while. So he's kind of saw where Goto and other parasites within him were coming from. And then by the time he reached back at Shinichi, he had this whole, I think I'm going to disappear for, forever mentality because he definitely wasn't like that before. He just wanted to keep on learning and just survive,
Yeah, but apparently he got like so much information being inside of Goto. He's like, you know what, I'm going to need to chew on this for a little while. I need to go over it, so I'm going to just go to sleep.
You gotta think too that Miggy isn't like other parasites. He wasn't like able to form it in different parts of a human body. He wasn't able to take over the brain like other parasites. So he wasn't a fully mature parasite until he went inside Goto. I feel like it.
Yeah, that's a good point. I didn't even think about it like that because then he got to be distributed across an entire human body, not just an arm.
Yeah,
that's true. What about the part, or the fact that a lot of parasites are just learning to just, instead of eating humans, just eat human food, so you don't have to consume humans. They're kind of just blending in with the products. Because remember, Shinichi was like no, the sightings have disappeared basically.
Mm-hmm. But I think they like I said, parasites do everything for necessity. They do everything for a reason, and the reason they did that, humans can no longer coexist with humans by eating them. They were no longer safe because humans were finding out about them, and I forgot what this place called happened. That big old massacre, that whole shootout and stuff where they killed a lot of the parasites happened, and they didn't want that to happen again. So there's like You know, they're just going to confirm, and
They're smart.
Conform.
yeah, confirm, and just eat their food and live lives like humans, and they basically gonna become humans.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
Yeah.
Because you
Yeah, it
notice
is.
that as the series went on, like the parasites started becoming more and more like humans. I mean, Godo had hate in them. Like they're not supposed to feel any of that stuff.
Yeah. I mean, when you think about it, if there was only a limited amount of parasites that dropped to Earth, they are eventually going to become extinct because of the fact that um, what's her name? What's the girl that was protecting her baby and what? I forgot her name.
Ryoko,
Yeah, real.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Tamiya.
yeah.
Tamiya gave birth to a completely normal baby, you know? So that basically means that
they
if
can
all of these
reproduce.
parasites keep on living and they eventually they're eventually going to give birth to a regular human, that's going to be their offspring and take over their generation, and they're going to die, you know?
Yeah.
There's no more parasites being reproduced unless yeah, both of them were parasites when they made it, and they created a normal baby, you know, as far as we know, a normal baby, but
Yeah.
yeah.
And then it goes. Blah.
Yeah.
But we
Oh
don't
god.
know. But we don't know the life expectancy of parasites, though. Remember that
We
one?
don't.
Yeah.
The only thing we know, got a hint of, is like
The fact that they
when
can
that
extend their life.
yeah, and remember when the guy cut off his arm? He's like, "Come on, live, come in with me. We can live
Yeah.
for blah 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 many
140
years in this
years.
body."
Well,
And he
there's
said in this body too. He was like,
Yeah.
well, there was also the one that killed Shinichi's mom. Like jumped from one body to his mother.
Yeah.
I was trying to survive that way.
Yeah. Well, true. You could. Yeah, that's definitely something they could do. Like if when the body's getting really old, they could hop from one old body to a new one. So they technically they can live forever.
Yeah.
They can be immortal.
Yeah. Yeah. If they play it super safe, they can technically live forever. That's a good point to throw out there. Yeah.
"There's
But
this
Parasyte
yeah.
one,
Maxim.
there's this one scene that sticks with me in Parasite. I think it's in the beginning. It's like when the spores start falling down. They kind of look like spores, the
Yeah. Yeah.
eggs,
They kind of did. Yeah.
wherever have you, was falling down. They had like this scene of this guy, like, I don't know, he was like kind of raping this girl or marrying her and stuff like that. He was killing her, and
Yeah.
like that gives you a glimpse of the monstrosity that humans are. That we seen this monster fly down technically, and we see the real monster in front of us right there burying someone.
Isn't that homeboy from the end though? The serial killer? I think that was him.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, was that him? You
I
think that
think it
was him?
was. Yeah, I think that was him. We'd have to go back to confirm, but I believe that was him. Let's talk. Yeah, let's talk about that guy real quick. Because what do you think about that? Because I felt it was a little like I know it kind of felt like they threw him in there just to wrap up that storyline, but it felt a little bit forced too. Like they needed a little bit of conflict at the end or something.
Yeah.
It was okay, but it felt a little bit like forced. Like okay, we
I mean,
need
I
some
would
kind of
I would
conflict.
rather I would have rather this than for them to just make him disappear.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
what I thought was gonna happen. I thought he was just gonna. I thought I was gonna go into this epilogue saying, "Where's Uragami?" He just disappeared and he's just nowhere to be found anymore. Do y'all just let him? They're just gonna let that go? I'd rather him show up in this one and cause a little conflict because it was pretty entertaining.
Yeah, it
Versus,
was, and it did serve a point about like who's the real monster and who isn't.
yeah, hmm
Because remember, his whole thing is like, hey, you see what I do? I murder a bunch of people. This is the real humanity. I'm a real human.
yeah, yeah. The fact that he said that just definitely points out the fact that the monsters in this show he was definitely trying to bring down the fact that the real monsters are humans, and epilogue definitely. If you didn't know by now, the epilogue definitely threw it in the face.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Definitely.
Yeah, Lorraine, what do you think about that final encounter with him?
Well, I thought, like what you just previously said, that it nails the head on a hammer, whatever you call it,
It
wherever
hits
how
the
that
nail on
saying
the
goes.
head. Yeah, it hits the nail on the
But
head.
like, yeah, it just throws that point to your face, like how it was subtly doing it through the anime. Like, I guess this was the big build up to show you, like, this is the true monster. This is what you need to fear. It's
Mm.
like, you know what you're gonna get with parasites. You know these things wants to eat you, but you don't know what you're gonna get with humans. That's
That's
what you
true.
always gotta fear. You know,
Yeah.
But I mean, the thing is that even the Parasytes, not all of them were so like benevolent. I mean, some of them were twisted too, and they wanted to kill because they wanted to kill too. You know, they weren't all like, oh, we're logical. You know.
Yeah, it's true.
I don't know.
They started becoming more human, and if you're going to become more human, that means you're going to have, those human urges, just like Godo. He just wanted to kill.
But the thing is, they were tainted. They were tainted by us. They was tainted by us. That's the thing. That's why I felt like, because it was evolving, and yeah, they did get emotions, but those human emotions. It was based off of human emotions.
Exactly, that's true. So maybe I think it's an interesting way of saying it. They got tainted. Throughout
the whole series, it's like you see Shinichi at the beginning. He's like, he's human. I'm regular. Yeah, I'm a teenager. And as soon as he get infected by a parasite, he becomes emotionless. He's like, what is it to be a human and stuff like that. And you see that his character come to a head, and he realizes the struggle with him being human is actually part of being human. And Goto, I remember when he luckily killed Goto, by extreme luck. But like right before he killed him, he's like, who am I to kill him? He's just doing what he has to do. Like, I am playing God right now. He does not deserve this. All he's doing is fighting for his survival. Because Shinichi was inadvertently is about to bring the extinction of the parasites. He was a danger to them. He was killing them off. Goto was just going out to defend his people. Y'all may think he was a raging monster, angry, but what was he sent to do? What was he sent to do?
Yeah, he was sent to defend, the other parasites.
Exactly, to kill Shinichi, because he was going around killing them. And you gotta think, like, what was the parasites' goal? It was just them to get a sustainable food source. They wasn't out like massacring people. They was actually had like a methodical system where they like brought people to this area, a certain time of day in the parking lot, kill them there. It's not like them like just like like crazy murders. At first it was crazy murders. People's blood tested hanging on the laundry line and stuff like that. But like then they started crying down because they was starting to get smart about it. If it was like pure crazy beast, yeah, but yeah, Parasite's wonderful like that. It makes you think on both sides.
It makes you question humanity. All right, so anything else about Parasyte? Because it's definitely a good anime. Thank you for bringing that up, because that's a good one to talk about.
Well, I got a little confused because the guy. I forgot what his name was, Hideo something. He came to the school to watch Shinichi, and that girl confronted him, and she threw paint thinner on him, and then he flipped out. He started massacring everyone in the school. Like, I didn't understand if he was just going mad because of the paint thinner or what. Like,
I think he was going mad because of the paint thinner, and everyone thought that was his true self, but I think he was just panicking, and the fact that he couldn't transform back, and he knew someone would see him and probably kill him, that he would probably have to kill them to stop them from killing him.
I think he... Yeah, but he couldn't transform back, right? I think he reverted back to his baser instincts, you know?
He couldn't... Well, because remember the fly was on the wall, and then just boom, he freaking smashed it.
Killed it.
He had no thought. He had no thought at the time. He just had his basic instincts.
Yeah.
But I mean, can't that be a metaphor for humans too? It's like that's the human's basis instinct, just to kill everything. You could think about that way too.
Yeah,
it makes you think.
Crazy.
I like this anime. You could come up with like so many different conclusions about it. Everyone can have their own opinion about it. It can be interpreted so many different ways. That's why it makes it so wonderful.
Well, I mean, that's what's great about anime in general. It's not just cheap animation. It's like American animation. Like, okay, it's just the surface stuff. So it gets deeper in there. A certain somebody's a surface gamer, right, Manny? But we won't name.
Yes. I think in general because animation is seen as a children's medium in the United States. That is the reason why you don't get anything any more complicated than a revenge story. But I mean, shows get not every single American animated show is just surface. I mean, you watch any of those Justice Leagues or Batman the animated series, even Avatar.
Thank you. Yeah, that's a great one.
They handle these things in a more a less of a childish way. So I mean.
Yeah, there's definitely some American cartoons, but they don't do it like it would be nice if it did it more. Like they have to kind of show the kids
well, it has to,
surface, and then
the first hurdle of it is for people to not think of it as a children's medium, or not only as a children's medium.
Yeah, in Japan, obviously, they don't see it that way. It's just
it's just the form of making a film. You look at a film like Perfect Blue, that could easily be a psychological thriller.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? So. That's the difference. It's like they don't, it's over here. It's just thought of as a children's medium or for children, for kids, and that's about it. And then then of course parent groups see these sorts of things. Oh my God, they're bleeding all over the place, and this is for kids. It's like no, it's not for kids.
No one ever said it was for kids.
I always thought that
demographic called seinen, man.
I always thought that was weird. How American audience always think that cartoons is for kids when. In reality, that everything's made by adults,
Yeah. Well, the thing is that even the old Mickey Mouse cartoons weren't exactly made for kids; they were made for everybody. Bugs Bunny cartoons were not just made for children; they were made for adults too. Because there was, if you look at any of the older Looney Tunes cartoons, there's some pretty adult humor in that mixed in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because those cartoons were played before movies, and
they were played before movies. So I mean, everybody enjoyed a cartoon. It's just until they started putting stuff onto TV. It's like, oh well, that's kid stuff.
Yeah, I heard a cat.
Yep, that's him being noisy.
All right, let us move on to our anime of the month. This one is the Super Dimension Fortress Macross. This is one of the I guess the premier. Robot anime out there after Gundam, because Gundam came out in the late 70s, and it didn't really hit with people when it originally came out. When the movies came out, the 3 movies, which are just shortened versions of the anime, people were like, this is fucking cool. And then these guys, there was 3 companies that got together. It was we need to make a robot anime too. It came up with this, and it upped the whole ante with animation and storylines and all this stuff. And we're gonna get into the whole how it is perceived in America, but I want to get to you, Riku, because you've never seen it before. So, what do you think of the whole series?
The whole series, as an overall, watching the whole thing, I love it.
Nice.
It's fucking great. That theme song, man, stuck in my head. Great, man. Would you love me, be more? Yeah, I got that shit saved on my phone and everything, dude.
That's my man.
He actually sent me a PSN message with that part. He's like, just love me. That's funny.
Yeah. Macross is definitely a good combination of mech battles, a story, and drama in there. As far as the anime, for something that came out fucking 1982, I fucking love the animation and the stuff, man. When that
movie is like.
Well, we're talking about the story right now. Yeah, the movie. We're going to talk about the movie because the movie.
But I was just talking about the anime, even the anime.
Okay. Yeah, the anime itself. Yeah.
Yeah, even the anime had some good dogfight scenes that was just I was really liking it, and
there's a fun little story about the actual the Macross figures. One of those Macross figures, I can't remember, is actually a Transformer. I can't remember which one it is.
Oh, Jetfire.
It's Jetfire.
Was actually of YF11. Yeah, he was the Valkyrie. Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Let's get Lorraine's quick thoughts, and then we're going to dive deep into it. Lorraine, what do you think of the anime? Because you never seen it before either.
I never seen it before. I didn't get the chance to finish it because it's been a busy month for me.
Oh, yeah.
But what I've seen of it so far, it's really slow for me. It was really slow because at least the beginning was slow. Because they get attacked, they leave Earth. Then we just followed the boy. I forgot the boy's name. What's the kid's name?
Hikaru Ichijo.
Or
I thought he was stupid as fuck, to be honest. Because he's gonna okay, we out in uncharted territory. Let me take my little jet plane, wherever the fuck he flies, out in the middle of nowhere, and and then out of nowhere, the aliens start attacking,
Yeah.
and then he's out abandoned in space because of that fucking shit. Then he crash lands inside the ship, and then like 2 episodes are spent like following him and the girls that's stuck inside this barren part of the ship, trying to get out, and that was really just slow for me, and that was a slow burn. But like I really did enjoy the that his personal conflict with killing these aliens because they look more like humans.
Yeah.
Every time they get every time he sees one outside of the armor, he's like he pauses and the thing just looks at him for a while. Like they both just stand there looking at each other for a while, and that was kind of awkward. But at the same time, I can understand he's having problems with killing these human-like creatures. But yeah, overall,
you also got to understand he's a kid.
He's only like 16 years old.
He's only 16 years old.
Mm-hmm.
The guy wasn't in the military. He didn't know anything about this stuff, and to go from just being a normal kid to just start shooting people.
Amateur pilot.
You know.
I at first I just thought it was a shock. I was like, "Damn, you a big ass human!" At first,
Yeah,
he's like actually see these people. I was like, what the fuck? But yeah, I do understand that though. That
and also like with the stuff with all having to do with their ship and how many fuck ups they've had on their ship because they didn't even know what that was. That thing landed on the Earth. And that's like they reverse engineered it, so that created all the Valkyrie planes and stuff like that. But they still didn't fully understand what the Macross was.
Yeah, I mean, the scene that brought it to me was like, remember when they made the first transformation? Like in the anime, they show you people just getting killed, like getting crushed.
Yeah, crushed.
Yeah, because they didn't even know how the damn thing would transform. They knew that it would it did have a transforming mode, but they didn't even know what it did.
Well, think about how I felt bad for the captain, right? Like all the shit that went wrong in the first few episodes, he just was like trying to save everybody, like transforming the ship, killed a bunch of people. He's like, let's take off. Fucking drives rip out the ship. Then he's like, fuck it, let's fold.
Yeah,
cuts the whole island up, and shoots it out to space. It's like,
I remember him like having a big dilemma trying to like not do it. He's like, I remember where one of the introduced like, okay, we have to transform to use the main gun. He's like, it's real close to his face.
Yeah, because
he's like, I won't do it to them.
because when they activated the hyperdrive went into space.
Yeah, it just
it left a big ass hole where the hyperdrive should be. So in order to reconnect it, they had to turn the damn thing into a robot so that they could use all the other parts of it. But then it made it kind of weird and awkward because there's this just big robot that's just floating through space.
Yeah, like it impaired their movement and stuff. But I want to go back to something you said because this is what I liked about the series. It wasn't like, okay, aliens are evil. Like even the aliens were like, oh shit, what the hell are those things? Like there was that scene where like Hikaru he's inside the Zentradi ship, right? And he comes face to face, and even the Zentradi's like, oh shit, what's going on here? Like even he's like, yo, I don't want to die, So I like that. It wasn't like humans are evil. We must. Even they were like, yo, that's proto culture. We should not fuck with these people now.
Well, the thing is that I think proto culture. You know what that is?
Yeah, it's like the original, like the ones that they all came
culture. From. It's culture in general because the Zentradi were just built for war. That's it. They're just a bunch of clones that are built for war. So officially, they don't understand what any sort of culture is. So it's like music. That's why when they heard the music and they saw kissing,
what is this? Yeah, they didn't understand relationships. They're like, what are you doing with your face?
Yeah, I love that scene because like the way they freaked out, like this kissing. What is kissing? They sort of like
they got freaked out.
They freaked the fuck out. So yeah, you're right. But the thing is, like, I mean, I don't know if I want to get this out, but I'll just throw it out there. Isn't a war culture a culture of its own? I always find that they didn't address that in any of this.
Technically, that would be their culture.
That is their culture, So I found that very interesting that the series never addressed that.
They had culture, but they didn't have they didn't have other things that were other than fighting and war and thing. The Zentradi were so messed up to the point where they didn't even actually know how to fix any of their ships.
Yeah, they didn't at all. It was all fucked up.
Because they were all built for war. So it's just like, all right, what the fuck do we do?
Yeah.
That's why all their ships had big holes in them that they never fixed.
Yeah, because they didn't know how to fix that stuff.
Exactly.
You know, but I still felt that was their culture. War is their culture. But other kinds of cultures, like, they were like, what the fuck? And then remember, they had the whole thing where the Zentradi saw human culture and they started defecting. Like, hey, we want that. We want that for ourselves. Rico, what do you think about that whole aspect of it?
That, you remember I showed you that screenshot and I said that's so sad, and it was basically a picture of one of those Zentradi guys. Basically, he could not fully, I guess, convert over to the human lifestyle, and he basically got shunned, and he got banished to where he was, and he was in the desert with the little Minier doll playing her little music, and he just died right there in the desert by himself with the doll, and that was fucking sad. That was probably the saddest part to me in that fucking show, because it just shows that he technically could not fit anywhere, because the way of life he grew up as, you know, he can't do that on Earth, and he couldn't fit in with, you know, these people, and they didn't have the little shrinking thing, so they couldn't go back down.
Yeah, the micro and stuff.
Yeah, they couldn't get that, so it's just like that was the whole little. I felt the last couple episodes they focused a lot on the Zentradi that were on Earth trying to fit that lifestyle, and then a couple of them still, you know, raging out, saying this is the way, this is all I know is war, and they're still like fucking up, and then the Valkyrie pilots come in, and then it was a combination of that and concluding Hikaru's little drama that he's had going on this whole series, the whole him,
the love triangle,
and Hayase.
Yeah, Hayase, yeah. Let's get into that, because that was obviously like the whole big thing of this. Like, there's this love triangle between Hikaru, Minmay, and Hayase, and I was very frustrated with Minmay because she was playing with this man's emotions, towing him along like
dude, at the fucking beginning, obviously she literally wanted to kill herself with this dude.
Yeah,
go off on some romantic shit, and then when they're saved, she basically turns into this, you know, star who technically doesn't have a boyfriend and technically doesn't want to settle down, and, you know, all she cares about is her success. But she writes a song called "My Boyfriend Is a Pilot."
Yeah, it's like, what the fuck, bitch.
Yeah, literally talking about Hikaru, and, you know, you can't let Hikaru smash a little bit, and then fucking Hayase comes out of nowhere, and she's all, I don't know what I thought about Hayase at the beginning, because first I just thought she was just some rowdy, cranky bitch. And I didn't look up their ages at the time. Every time they called her,
the old lady.
Yeah, Hikaru kept on calling her old lady. I'm thinking, she's like late 20s, maybe 30s. That's what I was assuming. And then I was like, okay, you know what? Let me look this bullshit up. And I looked up Hikaru's age. Hikaru's 16. I was like, okay. So how old is this old lady? Bitch, it's 19. I'm like, okay, that's not fucking that old, you know?
What the hell?
Yeah, she's 19, so it's just like, okay. And then, you know, she slowly starts to like Hikaru, and, you know, Hikaru the whole time is still liking Mimie.
I'm gonna slap the shit out of him for that too, man.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, you got this perfectly fine woman that wants you, and
yeah, and yeah, he's just completely. He realized she started to like him when she was when she gave him those pictures. He was just laying in his room, like one of the final episodes. He's like, oh shit. He likes me.
Yeah.
He just runs out his door into the fucking rain trying to get her and shit. But before that, when fucking Mimie, when her fucking cousin, what is her cousin?
Yeah, the who was like her. He was like her publicist or something, like that.
Yeah, her producer.
I liked him at first, like the first 2 episodes he was in. Then I just fucking hated this guy. Yeah. I hated this fucking asshole. Because first of all, this is your cousin. You know, I mean, he was introduced when she got back to the her little restaurant and whatnot, and she basically tells her family that she's a star now and all this stuff. And he basically comes out of nowhere, and I don't know how he got the position to control everything she has, but he does. And then he just basically starts controlling her and using her for money and all this stuff. And she basically got to the point where she didn't even know where she was singing for anymore. And it's just that whole part was kind of sad because that was her dream, and he basically was milking her every fucking day. She's over here.
It's a dirty ass manager.
The fucking end of the anime, she's just like, Q. And the fucking audience like, yay, Q, and shit. And he's just sitting there racking up the money. And he's not even giving it back to, he's not even. I don't know. It seemed like he was trying to benefit himself, and then he got to the point where he vaguely started to like his little cousin.
Yeah, that was creepy. I'm like, wait, what the fuck?
What the hell is going on? I forgot to look up his name. That character is weird. I did not like him straight to the end of the show where he's just like, I mean, he basically when she basically was doing her last performance, and she just stopped. And she just left the stage, and the whole crowd was like, what the fuck? And then he basically came at her and was like, yeah, I'm leaving.
Get back on the stage.
Yeah, he was basically saying, yeah, I've milked you enough. There's nothing else I can do with you. And I think he basically told her, I'm never going to talk to you ever again, or some shit like that. And I was just like, damn, he just disappeared. I was like,
yeah, I wanted him to get killed by his Andrade, just step on his ass.
I know, right? Yeah, it was just... Yeah, I mean, their little love triangle, I don't even know how I felt how it ended. I mean, she, obviously after that, she didn't have shit. She couldn't sing anymore.
Now she wants Hikaru, right?
I know, right? Now she wants him. Because you know what's so fucking hypocritical and funny about that? Is the fact that, at least in the anime is concerned, she was the one that told Hikaru to join the military or their forces. She was the one to tell him that. If she didn't have told him that, Hikaru would probably have just been a regular civilian that knew how to pilot. That's what he would have been. But she told him to go and do the military stuff because he just so happened to be good at it. And then he goes off and does his thing. And now when he's doing his thing and he's all successful and shit, she's trying to fucking get with him, and now she's telling him, you should quit the military, just come with me and all that. I'm like, first of all, bitch, you the one who told me to do this shit. Second of all, no, I can't. I have people to fucking save. He's like, no, you being fucking selfish as shit right now. And just like, that character just went down fucking hell.
Yeah, Minmay is like a weird character because she is. Because like she starts off being pretty innocent, and then she kind of turns into this weird manipulative person. But I don't know if sometimes it doesn't feel like it's her fault. Like she just kind of does it. You know what I mean? Like she doesn't seem like she's conscious that she's doing some of the things she does.
That annoyed me too. That I don't see what you're doing here. That annoyed me.
Mhm. Yeah, that was really weird. Her whole character, I just could not understand it through the whole entire anime.
Yeah, her position kind of switches around. Like, she becomes really selfish and stuff like that. But you know what? It also could also just be a commentary on just being famous.
I mean, when do you think she was technically? When you think about it, she was selfish through the whole anime.
Oh yeah, it was always about what she wanted.
She wanted to kill herself off because she didn't want to fucking deal with it. And then when she got rich, she wanted to get rich because that's what she wanted to do. She only cared about herself. And then she wants Hikaru to come live her because she just wants for Hikaru. She just thinks the whole universe revolved around her. So I vaguely don't feel sad for her that she kind of got fucked over. She didn't get the man, and she's just, what did she do? I can't remember what she did. She just disappeared.
Yeah, by the end, like no one cared about her anymore.
Yeah, back in the last scene, said she go back to the
restaurant.
Go back to the restaurant you were hanging out at.
Man. I don't know. I haven't got to that point yet, but like from where I'm seeing it and see how her character ends up, I'm like, that's fucked up. I don't think she deserves that, man. Wow.
I mean, she put herself in that situation. All the stuff she did in that fucking. I mean, she's a lot betterly her movie counterpart. I prefer over, but the anime, man, they really got a point across. Cause I mean, the whole time I was like, okay, can we just get Hikaru and Mine together? Can we just make this happen? And everything was making it not fucking happen. Like they were trying to make it work, then Ayase would trying to fuck it up, or the war would fuck it up, and all this other stuff, but. That's how these shows are. Like they're about to kiss, and then, oh, boom, fucking the building breaks. I gotta go and fucking save these people.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
man. I remember when they was first about to kiss, like, oh, I'm gonna kill myself. She's like, no, don't do it. And it's about to kiss, and they're like, oh, look, there's some kids down here. Let's get them up. I'm like, what the fuck?
And just like that, you remember what Hikaru said at that time? He was like, wait, he literally came to Roy, and he was like, I don't fucking understand females, man, because one minute she wants to kill herself for me and kiss me and all this stuff. Next minute she wants to fucking, she apparently I'm just a friend or some shit. And yeah, he was confused. So I was with him. I was like, yeah, I mean, not all females are like that. That bitch is crazy.
Yo, my man Roy laughed at his ass though. Yeah, let's talk about Roy, man.
Roy's fucking laugh is freaking hilarious. First of all, Roy is a fucking.
I got annoyed by him. Senpai.
Yeah.
Senpai.
Yeah. But Roy is a cool character. He was definitely. He reminds me of Sledger from Mobile Suit Gundam. But I can definitely see the resemblance to him. He's the veteran pilot. He makes all these jokes. He likes women and booze.
Yeah.
He's a womanizer. He definitely reminds me of Sledger a lot. And I like this character. I actually like him more than Sledger, because he was. So the thing with Sledger in Gundam, he wasn't a good pilot. He just loved the women, these drinks, and he's a little mediocre. Roy was a badass.
Hell yeah.
Roy was probably one of the top tier pilots in that fucking show. And
well, remember he like killed a whole bunch of people during the Unification War. Like he was a hero of that war. So he was the shit. Like if you're gonna be like a womanizer and a boozer, like at least back that with some skill, and he definitely did.
Yeah, Roy was top tier. He did his thing, and I was a little kind of confused by how he went out. A little confused by it. Do you guys remember as far as the anime is concerned? Because I the movie completely different.
In the anime, I forgot how it happened in the anime, but yeah.
I'll tell you what I remember. He just came back from a battle. He was trying to, he had his girl Claudia. And
we gotta talk about that in a bit.
He just came to her house one day, and he wanted her to make him a pineapple salad, and then he was
he died.
Chilling. Yeah, he was chilling on the couch, and then just fell over, and he apparently got shot in the back. I have no clue why he didn't want to get it checked out or anything.
Maybe he didn't. Maybe he didn't know. It could have just been. He could have just been bleeding out, or maybe he just he knew he was gonna die, and he just said, you know what, I'm just gonna go to her.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of ways you could look at it, because I don't remember them explaining it, but there's a lot of ways you can look at it.
But he sustained injuries, and he didn't want to tell anyone. That's what I got out of it. So he went to go see Claudia. By the way, interesting note about the Claudia Fokker thing. That was the first interracial thing in an anime.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was the first time we saw that.
Oh,
this is really nice.
Nice. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was surprised when I was like, that girl's black. I was like, she's black. I was like, holy shit.
Even Global, like I think he's black too. The captain.
No, he's not. He's Russian.
He's Russian. That's some dark ass Russian shit.
His name is Gloval.
Oh, Gloval, not Global.
No, it's not supposed to be Global. It's Gloval.
But you're
Russian.
Yeah, but you're right. The girl was black. I'm like, hey, look at that. And she doesn't look stereotypically black like in anime. You guys know what I'm talking about.
Big lips, big eyes.
She looked like normal and stuff. But their relationship wasn't in your face too much. But you knew what was happening. But they built it up enough where like when he died, you felt sorry for her.
Yeah, she didn't deserve that.
They did the normal, the old school anime death where essentially everything gets sketchy.
Yeah.
I didn't even see that scene. I know what y'all talking about.
Yeah, he already knows. I want to talk about Captain Global for a bit. It always seemed to me like he was way over, like things were way over his head. It's like, damn, dude.
Well, I mean, and then he just pulls out his pipe.
But dude, the thing is that things were way over his head because he's literally making the decision to try to keep everybody alive. And
how many people are on the Macross?
on a ship he doesn't fully understand.
I forgot how many people he managed to save from the city when he folded.
I forgot how.
It was like 80 or 90, maybe.
Yeah, it was actually very. He actually managed to save most of the people that got pulled into space, which is amazing.
Yeah,
because all those people were probably like drowning in space.
That scene was insane, by the way. It was like, okay, we're gonna take the whole, okay, let's teleport, and they teleport the whole fucking island.
Yeah,
too.
well, he didn't know how that stuff worked. Imagine he's put in charge of this ship. All of it's untested, right? They worked on it 10 years, and they're like, aliens are attacking, we gotta leave now. So he's doing everything he can, and everything is just fucking up.
I remember that he didn't want to leave until like that big investor guy is like, you have to leave. You're like, even though you don't know anything about the ship, you have to get your ass out of here.
The Zendrati, they didn't. I could have sworn they didn't come out of nowhere, because remember they accidentally pressed something on the.
No, yeah, because as soon as
the ship just turned on, as soon as the showed up,
as soon as shot a fucking thing in the sky.
Yeah, that's what happened. As soon as these Zentradi showed up, all the systems of the Macross turned right on, and then it literally shot a laser into space.
Yeah, just.
So I got a question.
Go ahead.
Because I know there's series after Macross, like Macross 7 and Frontier and whatnot. Do they ever explain where the Macross came from?
All right, Chris, that'd be you right there who can answer that.
A lot of those are side stories. Like,
damn it.
None of them go into where the Macross came from. Only what happened after the war.
It's kind of implied that it is a Zentradi ship, and that's what.
It's only implied because they want it.
Yeah.
They wanted it back. They said they were taking it back, but it's like, why was it attacking them?
Well, remember, the Zentradi thought it was I forgot the name of their enemy's ship, basically, like the Supervision Army. They thought it was a Supervision Army ship. So that's why they went after it. But yeah, you're right. I guess I never explained where did it actually. What is it?
If you watch Macross Plus and Macross 7, they don't explain it at all. It's just this revered thing. It's so legendary at that point in the future that it doesn't even move. It just sits there and it builds a city around it.
There's one scene in the anime I loved about the Macross when it was in its mech form was, first of all, it had this one little feature where I think it was called the pinpoint laser defense thing. And I mean, first when you look at it, it seems kind of a little inconvenient. Why do you have this little pinpoint shield that only these little girls have to control with this? Oh
no! I'm not gonna get it in time.
Like they're playing a little mini game or whatnot.
The whole thing. The thing is, the whole thing about that is because they didn't even have enough power to put a whole shield around the ship, so they had to do that instead.
Yeah. I mean, I like the fact that Hayase, she came to the conclusion that it would probably be a lot more efficient when they were fighting that one cruiser that was coming in. She made the pinpoint shield go to the fucking
Daedalus attack.
She punched her. That was fucking awesome. I like that.
Yeah, because you punch it and then you open it up and then you get your boys in there to fuck shit up,
Yeah, she opened it up, and they went inside there. That was fucking awesome. But yeah, the Macross in mech mode, it did a couple cool things. That was one of the main things that stood out to me. I like that part.
Yeah, it was just a giant transformer. It was Starstream.
What I don't understand is how the fuck did they get the whole city inside of it? I did not. Was there something I missed?
I mean, they probably had to bring it in slowly, or maybe move the because remember the city, the Macross city or whatever, the Macross Island city was all in one big cargo bay, so they probably managed to move the ship around whatever the debris of the island that was there. So they probably were able to do it that way, and then use whatever parts and stuff to build to rebuild the city.
To me, it seemed like they just brought in the parts individually from outside. Because remember, they didn't just have war mechs; they had utility mechs too, like construction mechs. So I'm pretty sure they used those to bring this stuff inside, whatever they could salvage. So they did say we couldn't salvage every building, but we got most of them in here. So they did something along those lines. So that's what they did there.
I just realized I was complaining before about the amount of murder in Parasyte, and yet the genocide that happens in Macross dwarfs anything else probably animated.
Because think about it. Let's skip to that one, kind of, I guess, final battle. The human race is extinct, basically. Only the Macross people are left. What was it? I forget the name of the commander of the Zentradi. He brings 4 million ships, and the whole battle just fucks the whole planet up. It was nuts. So yeah, you're right. That, you know, you want to talk about Parasyte? No, this shit has no. You know, Parasyte ain't got nothing on this. I mean, just transforming the fucking Macross killed like hundreds of people. It was insane. You know, but yeah, let's talk about the time skip because I know Riku, you kind of thought that was interesting. And you actually said no good anime doesn't have a good like every good anime has a time skip in it.
Yeah. Before I talk about the time skip though, I want to talk about my boy Maximilian.
Oh yeah, let's talk about that. Him and
because if we're gonna talk about the time skip, you're definitely gonna have to talk about.
Okay, yeah, you're right. Okay, so tell us about Maximilian.
Maximilian's a motherfucking beast. First of all, he came into the show first of all he's like this quiet nerd character. He's kind of like this. You know, he was just I didn't think that much of him, and then fucking when he started piloting and whatnot, he was like basically a piloting genius, and I'm arguably gonna say he was better than Hikaru.
I think he was better
than Hikaru. He was just probably a little bit behind Roy, but he would definitely I think he would still give Roy a run for his money. But man, I don't think Maximilian he didn't have a challenge that whole anime.
No, he didn't.
No, he what's her name? Couldn't even kill him. He's like, he ended up marrying her.
Yeah,
his assassin.
After he beats her like 3 times, because he beats her in battle, he beats her in the video game, and he beats her with the knife thing too.
The knife fight,
yeah.
And then he's like, "You gonna marry me now?"
Yeah, that was weird. I mean, he
like, all right, bitch, I'm marrying you now. I just beat you already. I got you.
I win.
So yeah, right, I like that. Fucking, I beat you. Now you can be my Maximilian is a character. He's cool. He's calm.
Unlike wears glasses.
Yeah, he wears glasses. He's a nerd.
He wears bluish glasses.
Yeah, he has like green hair, right? And he's
bluish green hair.
Yeah, other than the other friend that was a part of the show, Kakazi, I think his name.
Yeah, something like that.
Kakazaki. Yeah, Kakazaki. That dude.
Like, what were you doing?
He was like the complete opposite of fucking Max.
Yeah, like this fuck up, basically, you know?
Yeah, he didn't
how
really
did you
do
get
anything.
in here?
Yeah, I know, right? Well, how did he? I don't have no fucking clue. His character definitely was like the complete opposite. He died and just like, okay. And he just was forgotten when Max is over here, married some, girl from outer space, then they had a fucking baby. It's just like, Max, probably the most successful character in that show. He's the only character that got to do what he wanted to do. Every other character in the show, either their loved ones died, Hayase and whatnot, they died, like fucking Kazaki and fucking Roy, or they didn't get with the person that they want, Hikaru. You know, Max got everything.
Yeah, he was like the beast pirate. He got Ilya. He definitely won out. You know. Yeah, I want to talk about it quickly since we're talking about Amelia, because she was there to infiltrate the ship, you know. We'll talk about the 3 Zendradi I got in there. I like the whole thing, you know, how they...
Yeah, the little story, when they infiltrated the ship. That was super funny because, first of all, you know, the fact that when they were back at their ship and they had the little Mine doll, they were showing it to all their friends. It was like, kill. First of all, they're giants, and to humans... That doll is probably it probably fit in the human's hand.
Yeah.
So, if a fucking Zendradi guy's holding it, it has to be like fucking this, big and whatnot. So I'm just, obviously when they animated it, they still made the fucking doll look like it's probably pencil size. But in actuality, it should be like fucking...
Yeah, that's true.
It should be like a fucking, at least a damn crumb. I don't know how they heard that thing. You could barely hear, but... Point is, they love the little doll. Everyone on the ship fucking loved the doll. That converted a lot of those assholes over there.
Like, oh shit.
Yeah, they're like, yo man, that's my jam.
That's my jam right there, man. My boyfriend's a pilot.
Yeah, you remember these? Like, you can flip the switch in the back and it'll change songs, and you start singing 0G left, 0G left. Yeah. And I was just like, first of all, how'd you even switch that thing? You had to use your nail without breaking it anyway. But they're fucking loving Mimi's music when they remember when Hikaru was fucking he was on standby in his Valkyrie, and Mimi was doing her what's it, the swimsuit thing? Their little swimsuit action. And he couldn't be there because he had to be on standby. And they tried to watch it anyway. And then fucking one of his Andrade ships tried to fucking take him out, and then he was watching the thing. He almost died. He turned his camera, and the guy was like, had the gun in his face. He's like, ah, oh shit! He almost died, and fucking Mine was on stage, and that's the part he wanted to see, and he had to choose between either I need to focus on this battle right now, or I could look. If he knew if he looked over there at that TV for 1 fucking second, he would probably be dead because the guy was on his tail shooting missiles at him and whatnot. That part was funny. It was just like, imagine you with your girl and some girl walks past with a fat ass and you can't look at it because she's looking at you. That was his thing right there. It's like, what do you want to do? You want to look at me in a swimsuit right now, or do you want to fucking live? And he's like, I want to live. That was funny as hell.
Yeah, because he didn't get to see her taking a shower before, so he wanted that peek,
Yeah, he didn't. Yeah, that was hilarious. And I think because of that, the Zendradi hacked his ship and was able to see Mine and all of her glory and everything with her. And they basically kept the connection going, so they were hearing all of her music and all this stuff, and yeah, that was their fucking downfall. Oh my god, protocol.
Yeah, since we're talking about it, let's talk about the music in it, because the music in it is like a big thing in the anime. It's like music.
I know, right? I almost felt like I was watching a Disney fucking show.
Yeah, because it's like that's like the essence of culture, at least as far as this show is concerned, like music. And you saw how it fucked up this Andrade. They were like, what's that?
Damn.
I don't want to kill anymore. What's going on?
I have feelings.
What are these feelings?
What are these feelings?
Well, except for what's his name, Bodoli?
The
main guy?
Bodozol, yeah.
Yeah, he fucking just wanted to kill everything. You're contaminated. It'll kill everyone.
You should have played some metal for him,
the purple skin guy?
Yeah. The main dude, the main commander dude, yeah.
Yeah, the Supreme Commander.
Yeah, I'm thinking of what was the other guy that was alliance with them, but he was known for killing
the guy with
No, wait, not the guy with the
Yeah, there was what was his name? Britai or something?
Yeah, Britai.
Yeah. Britai, he was on their side, yeah.
Britai was on their side, yeah. We have
Bodozol, he murdered everyone. He was so pissed off.
They should have played some metal. He would have liked it.
It's like, this speaks to me.
I don't want to kill anymore. I just want to headbang. But obviously,
what is this headbanging?
Obviously, the music was a big piece of it. I mean, as a matter of fact, they made the voice actors that played Mime a fucking star in Japan when that came out. She started releasing albums and shit. But it was just interesting how it's like music can save the world and shit like that. Even with the movie, we'll talk about it later. It's like, damn, this is a music video now. Shit.
Yeah, because I think didn't they release all of the fucking Mime songs on a soundtrack, and that sold like fucking crazy.
Exactly.
I love fucking QQ and Xiao Pai Long. Xiao Pai Long. They had all of them on there.
Yeah, Xiao Pai Long.
Yeah, that was funny when the guy saw the Xiao Pai Long movie and he saw fucking the dude shoot lightning. He's like, oh, protoculture, they can shoot lightning! Oh, are they doing that? That shit was hilarious.
Kung Fu movie.
Yeah, he saw a little Kung Fu movie and he saw him like jumping super high and shooting lightning, and he was just going insane. Like, this is why you don't want to fuck with protoculture, man. They know.
Because they didn't understand what it was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they thought it was
just like a movie. They don't have movies,
Yeah. Yeah, it was funny when
it's kind of like Drax the Destroyer, trying to explain that to Drax the Destroyer.
Yeah,
like Drax, I went over your head. Nothing goes over my head. My reflexes are too strong. It's like, dude, it just went over your fucking head. That's the definition of going over your head. So actually, before we get to the time, we'll save this for. Let's go to the time jump. What'd you think of that, Ryu?
I liked it. It was like how many years it was? It was like 2 years.
Yeah, 2 years. It wasn't that much. It was a couple of years.
Because Max had his baby. And that was funny, man, when they infiltrated the ship, and they're like, this is protoculture, and they hold up the baby, they're like, oh my god, what is that? It's like a baby.
They don't know babies, they're all clones,
I know, they're all clones. Like, oh my god! I love that. Because he was holding it up like Simba or something. Yeah, man, Max once again. But the time skip, like I said, the time skip happened right after I thought, personally, as far as the mech battles are concerned, the climax of the show.
We're gonna talk about the mech battles to finish it off, because that was insane. Like, I'm watching this, I'm like losing my mind. But yeah, the time skip after that. I liked it because it kind of makes sense too. You know, it's like, oh, this big war happened, then let's see the fallout, because you had the Zendradi. Some of them.
I think the fallout was like the last 14 episodes or something like that.
Yeah, it was a lot of episodes too.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's Zendradi trying to live with humans. Some of the big ass ones trying to live with humans, and then some of them was like, nah, son. What's the name of that one Zendradi? The purple dude with the fucking.
Yeah, that's the guy I was trying to ask earlier.
Quinzai, I forgot his fucking name, but I'll look it up. Yeah, he was like, nope, fuck this shit. I am not fuck this protoculture.
Which is kind of funny because he kind of aligns with the
females.
Yeah, with the females. What is it? The alliance, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
And he was basically going out with her, you know, because he was like, when he was going to attack their ship, he was like, we're gonna go attack the Macross, and when we get back, baby, we're gonna do protoculture. He's like,
I'm a protoculture in you.
Yeah.
I'm a protoculture in your ass.
Yeah. He's like, what are you implying? Yeah. It's just like, it's funny every time they saw protoculture, like, something's tingling. I've never felt this feeling before. This shit is so funny.
Yeah, but my man was not having it. He was constantly bringing war to them, you know?
Yeah, when they got into their ships, I'm still talking about the purple guy. When they got into their ships, they came down to Earth, and a couple of the people that he was with just didn't want to fight anymore, and they started running off. He just started killing them because he was like, "Why are you guys doing this?" He's like,
his name is Quamzin. Yeah, Quamzin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Quamzin. Yeah.
Yeah, and he just started killing off his stuff. He's like, anybody that betrays me is just gonna die. They just dipped. They just all ran around the city in their mechs. I was just like, yeah, this guy's out of control right now, because none of his like people even wanted to really be there. They just followed him to get to Earth so they can, you know, experience culture and stuff. It's just he didn't get it till like, damn, didn't he die with the girl? Like,
yeah, he did die with her. Yeah.
Yeah, he did not get it. I mean, I guess he kind of did, because he basically had a girlfriend, but yeah, both of them went out.
You don't get it, do you?
But yeah, I like that whole thing. And then obviously after the time skip is when you saw, like, you know, he's like, okay, I'm gonna choose the girl that's not flaky and crazy, you know?
Yeah, he basically goes at Hyacin, and yeah, I mean, Hyacin wanted him, and I guess it worked out. So, I mean, Hikaru technically didn't get his dream girl, but he didn't get the girl he wanted. He got the girl he needed.
You don't need, yeah, just like Batman. But yeah, let's get into it, man. The fucking space battles. Because let's be honest, some of the episodes in this anime look fucking cheap. You know,
they did use rerun a lot of little scenes.
2 clip episodes. There were 2 clip episodes in there too. It was like, wait, what the fuck? You know, it's like 36 episodes.
Yo, man, you can't be on all the goddamn time, man.
You gotta be on, man.
No way, dude.
I don't know how many times I saw that laser hit the fucking that one green ship in the sky, and then there was this other scene where it shows a Valkyrie flying towards the Macross, and it like goes inside the Macross. I saw that scene like about 7 times.
Yeah, it's just embedded. But when they got it right, man, ooh, it was.
Yeah, those that climax episode, they definitely changed up the whole animation. They put all of the budget into that one. That one was great. I love it when you can see the differences in that shit. But like I said earlier, they got some good fight scenes in there. I like the one with Max and the girl when they first met. Yeah. That was a good one. And I mean, Hikaru, honestly, I don't think Hikaru had a. I guess my favorite fight with him is when he was trying to decide to look at Nina or.
Yeah.
And Roy had some good ones, and yeah, they had a lot of good memorable fights in that one.
Yeah, because most of the fights in general were really good, but that climax one is like, okay, all that money we just saved in those cheap episodes, bam, here you go, fucking great. Even until this day, it's like, this looks insane. Like I said, I was losing my mind. You know, missiles flying everywhere, fucking spaceships, explosions. It was nuts.
Yeah, it was nuts.
You know, but yeah, but you could, you know, Riku, now you understand why it's heralded as this great anime. You know.
Yeah, I can definitely see why. It's good, man. It's good.
It sounds good. I'm
You're right.
definitely.
You got to finish it because it gets better. Because you're right, it does start slow, but it picks up, and you got to just watch that climax fight. Holy shit!
Yeah, what y'all discussed just now
Yeah,
really surprised me. I was like, holy shit, I need to watch this anime so I can get to know all these people and see what happens and shit like this. And this this proto culture that y'all talking about.
Yeah, that whole thing, man. He's like, "Show me this kiss," and she like, and freaking Hayase is telling Hikaru to kiss, and he's like, "I don't want to kiss you. Kiss fucking Kakashi." And he's like, "I don't want to kiss him. I want to kiss you." And he's like, "Why? Just do it." And then they fucking kiss. They're like, "Oh!" And then some guy fainted in the background. I was like, "What the fuck? Why did he faint?" It's just fucking hilarious. I was like, "You guys might as well just show them straight up fucking porno sex. Why? Their heads would probably explode." Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Tony froze.
Yeah, I froze. And my internet's being stupid again. Hopefully, it won't happen. What happened last night? Holy shit. Anyway, so let's move on to the next part of it, which is the movie. The movie. Okay, because it's already been admitted. It's like, yeah, we kind of had to cut corners on the anime with the movie. After the success of the anime, it's like, here's some money, let's go. Now, the movie is interesting because it's not a one-for-one exact replica of the anime.
Oh, yeah, it's like an alternate universe.
Yeah, it's an alternate universe. But here's the interesting thing. Rico, I think you may actually watch future Macross things. They reference the movie because the movie exists in their world as a history movie. Like, hey, here's what happened during the war. Like, it exists.
Yeah, that's weird. I read about that a little bit.
Like Saving Private Ryan, basically, like World War II movie, and something like that. Yeah, the animation for this, like...
I know. When did this movie come out?
1984.
1984. So it's like two years after the anime first premiered. But yeah, I definitely saw the difference in the movie and the anime, and I could definitely see some of the notable differences. How Hikaru was already a part of the military. It wasn't influenced by Minie, and Minie was already a star when they met up, and he was apparently already a fan. So I was like, oh, that's different, interesting. And Roy went out again, but he went out a different way. At least he went out in war this time, not just walk up and got shot and whatnot.
Yeah,
It was different because remember when they all got caught. The people that got caught was Kakazaki, Max, who was beasting around. He didn't really get caught. Hikaru and Hayase. They all got caught. It was 4 of them. But in the movie, Hikaru got caught.
Minmay and her cousin.
Minmay and her cousin got caught. Was Roy in there?
No,
Roy was in there.
Roy was in there. He was in there at that point.
Yeah, so I was just like, they changed the people. They even changed the people who got caught. And fucking instead of Hayase and Hikaru kissing, it was Minie and her cousin. Her cousin kind of forcing herself on, and they still kind of fainted and whatnot. It's funny again.
Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah, I could definitely see. I definitely like a different approach to that stuff. And then the freaking Max, the way that whole thing went out, that was definitely different because in the anime, the girl shranked herself and came to live with Max. And then in the movie, it's like backwards.
Yeah, I was like he ended up killing her, didn't he?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he did. Yeah, but the point is he grew himself instead of her shrinking himself.
Yeah, exactly. It was reversed.
Yeah, it was. I like the different approach to the movie, but yeah, the art style and animation on that, I like how that looks, man. Because I remember the top budget Fist and North Star stuff used to look exactly like how that movie used to look. I liked how that art style looked. It was
for me, it reminded me
old fashioned, but it looked high quality as fuck.
Well, yeah, because remember, they had to do all that shit by hand. There was no computer shit back then. All the colors changing and stuff, especially in space. They had to do all that shit by hand. And it was interesting with this one. Like, the whole, theme of, hey, songs have power was a little bit in the show. And this one is, in your fucking face. Even the song, remember, the song that actually helped them out was, an ancient song and stuff, that they found in the city. That was different, too. They didn't have that, kind of ancient city. I don't remember that in the anime.
They didn't. Yeah.
I thought, by the way, I love the scene where like they were trying to escape from the ship, and fucking Fokker's like, "Hey, kiss her," and he kisses Ayase, and they freak out, and then she starts trying to slap the shit out of him.
Slaps him. I was like, what the hell? Why'd you do that for? You just literally just saved your life. And you know you liked it. Shut up.
Yeah, the thing turned into like I was joking. I'm like, this is a music video now. Min-Mei got a lot of spotlight, but I like this version of her. She seemed more genuine. Like she didn't seem as flaky, but she was still selfish. Because remember, she was like, I don't care if everybody dies. I just want to be with you. And my man, he could have had to slap the shit out of her, to snap her out of it. But she, like, I understand why he liked her more. And the other one is like, why do you like this bitch? Like, I know she's pretty, but like, nah, dude.
Yeah, that was it. Other than her being pretty to him, there's really no reason to like this bitch. But I can see why he liked her in the movie, because he was a fan of her. Everybody looked up to her. But, yeah, go ahead.
No, and we only stuck there for like 2 days. It wasn't like 3 weeks or something like before.
Yeah, they definitely speeded it up. Yeah, I kind of like the movie's version better.
Yeah, her version, definitely.
Yeah.
Chris, get in here, man. What do you think? I know you saw this a long time ago.
Yeah, I remember bits and pieces of it. I remember enjoying it, but I was a little confused by some of the stuff. Like, when they make those condensed movies, like, we're going to take the series and pack it all into, like, 2 hours,
Yeah, I remember New Translation did that for Zero.
Yeah, so did Gunbuster. Like, when they redid Gunbuster, it's like, just squeeze it all in, and then it's like, we're in school, 50 minutes later, we're in space. It's like, oh, shit, okay. Everything's, like, accelerated, and things happen a little differently. But I think it's enjoyable because maybe they're like, I didn't like how that shit went, like they put in the ancient city stuff. Maybe that stuff for budget or whatever they couldn't do in the show.
Yeah.
They threw it in the movie. It's like, we could do it now, right? We got money. Just do this shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because they went really in depth about the origin in the movie than they did in the anime. And the anime didn't go into it too much.
Yeah, you'd think they had more time in the anime. They would have done that. It would have been. There's 2 episodes of him walking through the bowels of the ship, yet we didn't get any of that.
Yeah. They're hiding behind like these little AKs on the side and whatnot.
Yeah.
I don't know how when they were in the ship and Hayase got captured and Hikaru literally picked up one of their guns. He picked up one of their guns. He was just like he used both of his hands to pull the trigger and shoot the guy. What the fuck? How did you even get there? Like, how if you pull the real gun, there's a guy have a lot of fucking force behind it. Where the fuck did you get the power to do that?
Yeah, he didn't have the leverage for it. Exactly.
He's like pure adrenaline.
Yeah.
Man, get in here because you said you wanted to say something about the animation of the movie.
Oh no, I mean that movie, inspired a lot of different shows and stuff like that. Just with those plane fights, like you think that those plane fights in the series were really good. Like those in the movie were like amazing.
I honestly think that the main character in Mobile Suit Gundam Double Zeta, I'm convinced that he's highly inspired by Hikaru. He looks like a combination. He looks and acts like a combination of Amuro Ray and Hikaru. It's like,
yeah. The thing is, about Zeta Gundam, right, or Double Zeta Gundam. Like you said, they're heavily inspired by Macross. It's like, whoa, we got to match that level. Even the intro of that series is like, okay, they've stepped the fuck up now. Like, this is serious now. So I could definitely see where they got that. But it's funny because Macross was inspired by Gundam.
Yeah, Gundam came first.
Yeah. That's like the Tomb Raider effect.
Yeah, kind of. It's like Tomb Raider came first. Uncharted was inspired by Tomb Raider, then Tomb Raider was inspired by Uncharted. It's like it's weird.
It just builds snowball, but that's a good kind of evolution,
Yeah, exactly.
Taking from each other.
Yeah, because like Manny said, everybody was inspired by this. Just the movie is like, okay, we got to match this. This is fucking nuts. And man, do you have any like insider things about that movie? Because like I'm looking at it, it's like how long did it take to do all this shit, man? It's crazy.
Well, in general, it takes again, you're animating so many things by hand, so there's just got to be there was a lot of work that went into that thing. I don't exactly know very much specifics, but you can tell just by looking at it that there was a lot of love put into that.
Yeah. Do you remember Love?
Yes. Do you remember Love?
Here's why I started thinking about this more, because when I was watching it, the video froze, right, and it froze on a part where there was like 1 million missiles, and I'm like, that's just one frame. They had to animate a million of these little frames to get
yes, and
that's the question I want to ask you. Like, do you draw it all at once, or do you do just one missile and then add another and then add another?
Well, initially, what you would do is you would make a little bit of a thumbnail, and then from there you continue. You go from there. You know.
Yeah. Why'd your sound quality go down?
Oh, my sound quality? I don't know.
Wait, take your hand.
Your hands.
No, I mean, Mark is watching something over here, and I don't want to put too much. I don't want him trying to cover up the microphone.
I understand. Okay, actually, that's fine. But I was wondering, like, whoa, you have to animate every single missile individually. That was nuts. And then, even the Macross itself had like way more detail on it.
Yeah, I remember when they first showed it and they were inside. I was like, "Holy shit! It looks really fucking nice inside here." And it still looked like an old-fashioned sci-fi look, but it looked really fucking nice.
Yeah.
I like that.
I'll say this: like, I loved Macross Plus, even though the story can't compare with the original one. If you compare the two, the story of Macross Plus is kind of weak, but the animation was freaking fantastic. Like the fights in there and everything was just amazing.
I know
fun fact about Macross Plus is it was animated by, it was directed by Watanabe, the creator of Cowboy Bebop and I think Space Dandy and Wolf's Rain.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's very good. Like I would definitely recommend it, but don't expect this epic story. It's a very condensed story, and it's actually just about really a rivalry between two pilots, but it blows up into this bigger thing. Though. Yeah, it blows up into a much bigger thing, but oh my god, their fight at the end was just amazing.
Yeah, there's something to be said about like 80s like anime, man. Like, the high budget stuff that still holds up till this day. It's fucking great. Okay, so we got to move on to the last part. We can't talk about Macross without talking about Robotech. Some of you guys who've never heard of Macross, you may be like, hey, how come I've never heard of Macross? Because it never came out officially, kind of, in America. There's a reason for that. So, Manny, why don't you tell us about Robotech?
Robotech is essentially is essentially the localized version of Macross. I'm not exactly sure why they didn't call it just Macross, but the one difference between Macross and Robotech is that Robotech has two other animes tacked onto it, because the show was going to be sold into syndication, and they wanted to have a lot more episodes.
Yeah, well, the thing is,
so it's the two other animes are, one of them is Southern Cross, and the other one is Milspita.
Yeah, and I think they were all owned by Tatsunoko, right?
I think so. I'm not.
I know at least two of them are, because Macross is owned by Tatsunoko, and I know one of the other ones was. The reason they needed to cobble all this shit together because Carl
Masick, because Tony cut out there.
Tony looks very passionate.
I cut out when I was talking about Carl. Carl Masick gets a lot of shit for doing this because they're like, why are you putting these anime together and why are you rewriting it? But the thing is, he couldn't bring Macross over unless it was 65 episodes at least. So because he wanted to just bring the 36 episodes, as best as he could, but they were like, no, you can't have that for syndication. So he needed to do all this shit. But Robotech did a lot to bring anime to America. People were like, holy shit, what is this?
Yeah, I mean, the one thing about it is that Robotech, if you watch it, there isn't a lot of changes that they did to it.
Yeah, they had to change. They changed protoculture from like an actual culture to like an energy.
Yeah, protoculture in Robotech is like a fuel. In Macross, it's actual culture. And also, they also make reference to something called the Robotech Masters, which is the connecting factor, but they're trying to connect all the other shows together.
Yeah, so they needed to do that, but yeah, that anime. Because think about it like this: even though they rearranged stuff, they changed a lot of stuff. A lot of those themes, the whole love triangle, the whole war, all that stuff. Think about it for an '80s cartoon in America. That's people were seeing this like, whoa, what the fuck? Like they've never seen anything like that before. That level of sophistication.
Yeah, but the one thing is like trying to do all that. It just became confusing. You remember watching that as a kid? Original Robotech.
Okay.
I got lost as soon as and when they got to Mos Piata, I was like, I have no idea what the fuck is going on.
Yeah,
why are they riding around this desert world? What happened to the Earth? Like,
the only connecting factor between Mos Piata and Robotech is the fact that the main character they made her related to what's his face, the guy with the glasses.
To Max.
It was Max Sterling's child.
Max Sterling,
which is like
his
completely false. Like she's no relation to him.
Yeah, they I mean, people, obviously give him shit over that, but it's like they needed to do that back in the day and stuff. By the way, just so you people know, I couldn't stand Robotech when I was a kid because I was like, why are they talking? Get into robots. I want to see robots fighting.
Get into poor Voltron, God damn it.
Like that's the kind of shit I like. But yeah, one of the other things I want to talk about, now Harmony Gold. Okay, they were the ones that brought it over, and I have a beef with these people. Not because of what they did. It helped anime. It's what they're currently doing. They currently own the rights to Macross, but they're not putting out any new Macross. There's even a new Macross series being worked on as we speak. They've been sitting on it for 30 years, and it's like, why don't you put out Robotech and Macross? Like, I know you want to keep pumping out this Robotech stuff, fine, whatever, but at least don't deny people Macross in America. Like, I know ADV Films, they released Macross in 2006. It was actually dubbed and stuff, and they did a really good job with the dub. The only, downside of it was the voice actress of Minmay was the original Minmay. She was like, hey, let's go to the shop. Like, she had this really thick Japanese accent. Like, you should have just, no.
Theoretically, Minmay should have a Chinese accent.
She should have.
True.
She's Chinese. She's not Japanese at all. But
I think personally, that's the one reason. That's the one reason why I like to watch the Robotech, because I feel the voice acting in Robotech is a little bit better than that one.
Yeah, well, and that was also the first one you saw.
Well, no, I mean, I just think it's better. I think the kind of whatever and the guys that they had, they're kind of at least in those days, their voice acting was really weak.
Yeah, ADV Films, they kind of had, but my thing is like I'd rather just have the original than the Robotech Frankenstein, which it pretty much is.
Again, you can watch Robotech and get the whole story.
Except for Chris, he was confused.
Well, I mean, because if the thing is about you had to watch everything every week. You don't have the luxury of being able to turn on a Netflix or something like that and have it all sitting there for you. So if you missed a week, you're like, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah. That's how I was. I was like, wait, where are we? What happened? Where are the planes? Like, no planes. You get to Southern Cross, there's no jets. Nobody's transforming. What the fuck? And then you get to Mos Piata, and then there's not even water.
They're fighting giant crab monsters.
Crab monsters. I was like, what the fuck is happening? Are they on Mars?
And one thing that they do with these things when they release them now what they do is they split them apart. They call it Robotech the Macross Saga.
The Macross Saga,
the Milspita or something like that.
Yeah, but I mean, like I said, and I don't think anyone could say too much. It's like, come on, at least put out if you want to do Robotech, that's cool. But at least put out new Macross too, make more money. Harmony.
It's funny we're talking about Macross. Sony, Columbia Pictures has just gotten the rights to do Robotech.
You're gonna get the Robotech movie. You're gonna get the okay.
It's not gonna be bad because the thing is that the story.
It's not that it's gonna be bad, Manny. It's not that it's gonna be bad. It's just why not put Macross out there? That's all I'm asking for. Thank you for Kiss Anime. I could just watch Macross, but still, shit. So that's my little beef with them. I had to get that rant out there. But overall, Macross is the shit. Everybody needs to watch it if you didn't already watch it. Let's move on to what anime are we hoping to watch in the future? Riku, let's go to you first. What are you anticipating watching?
Remember when we said that this month was Gamegeddon? It's all about that.
Yeah.
This month. April, in my opinion, is the month for anime. Dude.
Anime-geddon.
Yeah, it's Anime-geddon next month. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shows that I'm anticipating. This month. And let me just start them off, okay? Ninja Slayer is, the name says itself. It's a Ninja Slaying anime, and it's made by the studio called Bones. These are the people that animated Kill la Kill.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
You go and watch the trailer. It looks like fucking Kill la Kill.
You already know what's up, Rico. I'm already there. I'm already there. That's my intent. I'm adding that to my list.
Bones is really known for Full Metal Alchemist. Just plain and simple. That's who does it.
They did Full Metal Alchemist?
Yes.
Wait, so they didn't do Kill la Kill then?
No, they didn't. Kill la Kill is not done by Bones. Kill la Kill is done by an offshoot of the Gynex guys.
Yeah. Either way, I'm watching that shit. Bones is good, man.
Who am I thinking of those Bones?
Bones, you can.
Oh, Studio Trigger. Okay, so Studio Trigger to Kill la Kill. Okay, yes.
Gotcha.
So the people who did who's doing? Okay.
Wait, did Bones do Trigun?
Did they?
No.
No.
I don't think so.
I'll look that up.
Anyway, another one is Arslan Senkai. You mentioned Full Metal Alchemist a second ago. The person who actually the mangaka behind Full Metal Alchemist is actually doing this one. So all of the Full Metal Alchemist fans are like flipping out that they're actually getting another one of her shows animated. And it looks good. It's a war anime, and I heard good stuff about this, so I'm gonna pick that one up. And then there's another one called Kekai Sensen. I want to look into that one. And
Madhouse did Trigun, by the way.
Yeah. Bones did Soul Eater. That's a.
All right.
I know they did something on Watch.
I know.
You can tell a Studio Bones show because a lot of their shows are very physical and have really kind of crazy fight scenes.
Well, except Oren Host Club. That's pretty fucking best scenes they did that show.
All right, go ahead, Riku.
Yeah. Lost track of what I was gonna say. I know Bones is doing something that's coming out next month. Which one was it? Some of these shows.
You did Ninja Slayer already, right?
Yeah.
I think it was. I can't remember who Ninja Slayer is. Give me a second. Who's doing Ninja Slayer? Ninja Slayer is being done by. Okay. Ninja Slayer is Studio Trigger. Those are the people that are doing.
They have something coming out called Blood Blockade Battlefront.
That's That's Kekai Sensen. That's the one I just named.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think that's the dub name they have for it.
Oh my God! There's a sequel to Space Dandy. Sorry.
Space Dandy is coming back too and shit.
Nice.
But yeah, there's a lot of stuff fucking starting in April that I'm anticipating.
Spring anime.
Yeah, I know, right? But yeah, that's my stuff.
All right, I'll go quick because I don't have too much. I'm Ninja Slayer now. Thank you, Riku. I'll watch that shit. That sounds crazy. I haven't seen it when it originally came, but Toonami's gonna have it now. Sword Art Online 2: The Revenge.
You should finish it.
Yeah, so they're starting it, so I'll watch that and I'll let you know my thoughts. I'm not expecting too much because the second half of the first season was kind of a letdown, so I'm not expecting too much from this one. I know it's completely different yet again. I think they have guns now or some shit like that. So yeah, I'm looking forward to those. Hopefully I could sneak something else in there because it's just been game-ageddon. It's Chris. Anticipating watching anything else? Hey Chris, what's going on with Sailor Moon? Have you stopped watching that?
No, I still was watching Crystal. I think I'm current on it. They're up to the Dark Moon saga. So they're just rushing through that. Like every episode, one of the scouts gets captured. It's just like, oh, gone. The bar's gone. Like, okay, like they're just like powering through that. There's no filler. There's no them playing like fucking spades in like the house, hanging out, like having a pajama party. None of that shit. They're just fighting constantly.
Nice. Anyway, what are you looking forward to?
Well, I'm gonna be going to Anime Boston next week, so I'm just gonna. I know there's gonna be a bunch of screenings there, so I get to check out a bunch of stuff.
Cool. You could tell us about that next month.
Yes, absolutely. So yeah, April is the month of anime.
It's crazy. It's funny you mentioned Sailor Moon. Fucking, Sailor Moon's on a 2-week. They do one episode bi-weekly, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it totally seems to be doing. They said they're gonna start doing that with more of their future animes. But apparently there's the Saint Seiya anime starting next month also, and that's done by Toei. So I don't know how that's gonna work out, but apparently that one is also on a bi-weekly schedule, just like Sailor Moon. Apparently the week that Sailor Moon isn't gonna air, that's the week that the Saint Seiya anime is gonna air. So that's interesting.
That's pretty cool.
Well, I know they're kind of rushing Sailor Moon because some of the shots look janky, man. And then they're fixing it for the Blu-rays, right? So they'll fix, say, if there's
so they're
problems.
patching it. They're patching it essentially.
Literally, they're reanimating shit like that's aired already.
It's a
like,
This is fucking Toei, man. I swear to God.
Yeah.
What is going on with Toei? Like, I've been hearing nothing but complaints about these guys lately, which makes me sad because it's Toei.
They used to be top tier, man. Back in the fucking 90s and 80s, that was the Madhouse back then.
Let's hope that Madhouse doesn't do this.
I know, right?
They don't turn into this.
But, hold on, just so I understand this. So Toei is now doing the equivalent of patching a game after it's been released.
Oh yeah, people put up shots. I've seen stuff like, why does her face look messed up or whatever, and then I'll go online and it's like, oh, we're fixing this stuff up for the Blu-rays.
Wow.
Like they're reanimating scenes because they were messed up. They just rushed it out.
That's crazy. Anything else, Chris?
No, not really. I mean, I'm gonna finish Parasyte. I gotta catch up on Dragon's Collection because I got into that show.
Nice.
That's fun.
All right, cool. Manny, what about you? Anticipating watching anything?
I haven't. I don't know anything. I mean, I kind of wanted to look at the Bayonetta anime that came out on Blu-ray recently.
Didn't Madhouse make that one?
Yeah, it obviously looks like a Madhouse.
It looks like Madhouse, yeah.
It's all black, thick black, blacks and stuff like that. So I wanted to see that, and I wanted to finish seeing JoJo. I just haven't had much time to kind of look at that stuff.
Awesome. All right, Lorraine, what about you, man?
Basically everything that Riku said. Sarah at the end.
Yeah, Sarah at the end. I forgot that one. Yes.
Oh, you did? Oh.
I didn't see it. Yeah.
Let's see.
That one.
Ninja Slayer, Digimon. Digimon's making a comeback because they're bringing back the original cast, the original members, the first Digidestins per se. So I'm really looking forward to that. It's like reliving my childhood, seeing all these characters grow up, and now I'm adult. They're adults. Cool.
That's a trip.
Yeah, and like the first 2 weeks are all of these shows air. Like the first Saturday in April, Seraph at the End and Kekai Sensen happened that Saturday. And then the day after that is Arslan Senkai and the Fate Stay Night. And then that following Thursday, that Attack on Titan prequel episode 2, No Regrets, that happens. And then that Saturday is the first episode of Saint Seiya. And then the week after that Thursday, Ninja Slayer. So it's just like, it's fucking crazy. And then all of them, they're going to be doing episodes every week, and then it's just going to blow up from there.
You better platinum Bloodborne before that, man.
Yeah, that's the problem, because as soon as Bloodborne's done, 2 weeks after that, fucking Dark Souls 2 for PS4 comes out.
Oh, there you go.
Like, which one do I want to choose? Do I want to take a break from Bloodborne after platinuming and watch all these anime, or do I want to hop straight into Dark Souls 2?
Nah, I would suggest take a break. You waited this long, Why not?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right, so that's it for everybody. So let us get to the anime we're going to be watching next month. And Lorraine, it's your turn. So what anime are we watching?
Oh my goodness, guys! You don't know how much this has been on my mind. How much turmoil.
He was telling me, man. He was like torn in between these two things you want to tell us. He hasn't even told me.
I was torn. I'm still torn up to this point, and I'm just going to pick one because they're both excellent and they both need to be watched. And they
both need to be talked about.
They both need to be talked about. They both can be talked about. So I'm going to.
There can only be one, man.
Yeah, there can only be one. I'm going to do one right now. Then I'm going to do one later. Okay, when it is my turn once again. Yes. And I'm going to say, I have to say, oh my goodness, Hunter x Hunter.
Oh yes.
We
chose Hunter x Hunter.
I gotta choose Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah.
I have to choose Hunter x Hunter. But the thing is, though, like,
hold on. Riku left the screen.
I really thought he was gonna choose the next one, but yeah.
I almost figured like I just decided right here on the spot. This is live, people. That I decided. But it's Hunter x Hunter. But the thing is, Hunter x Hunter is like over 148 episodes long, and I know that it's a rules not to. Yeah, I know the rules. So I know on rules is like 30 episodes or so. So I decided to do this one arc, and it's going to be the Chimera Ant arc that you have to watch.
Wow, okay. Really?
Chimera Ant arc.
Okay, that's like the first arc, I'm guessing, right?
That's the last arc.
The last arc. You want us to like get
Last.
confused? You want to say?
I'm sorry,
Yeah, I
man.
mean that's a little
Well,
bit.
like you won't get confused because it's every arc is self-contained per se.
I feel like we should at least watch the first few episodes if we're not really familiar with the show.
Okay. Yeah, watch the first few episodes if y'all want, so you can know his goals and what he's trying to do, and see. At least you would know that when you catch up to him in the Chimera Ant arc, because I don't think there's like not many things carry over. His ambition is still the same.
Yeah, when you think about it, the first couple episodes, once you know what these characters want to do, when you start off from the Chimera Ant arc, you should know what's going on. When I think about it, because Kurapika is not in the Chimera Ant arc.
He's not.
Yorkanu, you don't really need to know that, and that's the second arc. You don't need to know Yorkanu. Greed Island, you don't really need to know that. That's just them learning their abilities. And Hunter Exam, like I said, you're going to see the first couple episodes of the Hunter Exam, so you're going to be introduced with the characters. So when you get into the Chimera Ant arc, which is the fucking beef right there, you won't really get confused.
Yeah, they introduce all these characters, and these characters, that's all you need to know at that time, that point in time. And at the end of the arc, you see him realize his goal. So you watch like the first 5 episodes or so you can know what his goal is, and then like I don't know if you moved by what you see in the Chimera Ant arc, you can watch the rest if you want to.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
You have to.
Ray's about to blow up.
Yeah, blow up, man. Yeah, I gotta watch Chimera Ant arc because man, that is some good ass writing. This is why Togashi is like one of the legendary writers. That's why we want his bitch ass off of hiatus. This man needs to get off his ass to start writing. But yes.
All right, so everyone, now you know the assignment. And one more thing I'm going to add here. Okay, because here's the thing. We have 5 guys on the show, and we have 12 months, right? So each of us will get 2 turns every year, but then one guy would get 3 turns. And I'm like, I tried to think about this. Like, that doesn't sound right to me. So I found a clever solution. For 2 months, this would be June and December. You guys, you're going to decide what anime we're going to watch. So starting now, start listing anime you want us to watch. And remember, the same rules apply. We're not going to watch 150 million episodes or something. After, this is March now. So March, April, May, we're going to see all the lists that we got. And then we're going to decide, which one do we collectively want to watch? And that's what we'll watch. So from now on, start telling us what anime you want us to watch, and we'll talk about it in June. So get going on that, people. And
And on another note, I want to clarify that 2011 Hunter x Hunter, not the old ass crusty one. even though the animation is pretty well for its time, but yeah, just the 2011 one made by Madhouse.
All right, thank you for that, because I would have watched the old school stuff. I would know. All right, so that's it, people. Another episode. I don't have my show notes here, so go to thecoalition.com. We got a bunch of crazy podcasts here. Throwdowns on Twitter at Throwdown Show. We're on Facebook as well. SoundCloud, iTunes, YouTube, all that shit. Description down there. We'll have all the links for you people. So I'm saying goodbye. I'm Tony Polanco, and tonight I was joined by Emilio Lopez.
Believe in love.
Chris Seeley.
No, I did like the Robotech announcer though. That's the only part of that show.
Robotech.
Yeah, that guy. That guy's voice was awesome.
Captain Global.
All right, let's hurry this up before we get cut off again. Chris Seeley.
All right, night everyone.
Lorraine Williams.
Peace out.
Yeah, and of course, Michael Crawford, Rika's son one.
Peace out, people. Would you love me too?
All right, guys. Later.
Peace.
Peace.
Later, guys.